Okay, so the next question is a little bit related to the last question, but I will talk about it in a different light. And the next question is, how do I get started with music production? So, first thing, you have to have the hardware and the software. That was the basic, and that I covered in the last question. This question is a little bit more interesting. Is like, what are the concepts that I need to get into music production? First of all, you have to understand what is digital audio. If you really, I think one of the things that really helped me, probably you don't have any interest, but if you are going to record audio, if you are going to manipulate audio, you have to understand what audio is, and especially in this digital world. And that's why we use DAWs, which is digital audio workstations. So I would strongly say that one of the first things that you have to understand is audio, digital audio. So go to Wikipedia, go to blogs, to posts. It's really not that hard to understand what is digital audio. It's just a representation, a digital representation of volumes, of amplitudes, and of audio vibrations. So every time that I speak, my voice is creating a change in the mass of air, or in the volume of air, and that is picked up by the microphone that converts this to a signal, a digital analog signal, electrical signal, and then this goes here, goes through this cable, connects into my audio interface. My audio interface has something called ADC, or DAC in this case. No, this ADC, which is an analog digital converter, which converts an analog voltage into a digital number. And that's how we get the digital numbers that we see or the digital waves, the audio waves that we see in FL Studio or in the digital world. So that's the basic thing. And the next question will be linked a little bit about this, so I will show you in FL Studio. But that's the basic thing. You have to understand what audio is. Next step, you have to understand your DAW. That's the main thing. If you want to make music, you have to make music in a computer. Or if you want to make music in a computer, you have to understand the DAWs, the digital audio workstations. And the concepts for the general concepts for the DAWs are all the same. I would say it's all the same. Every company has its own implementation of the things, but basically you have to record, reproduce, and manipulate audio and MIDI. So this is the general thing of a digital audio workstation, is to record, reproduce, manipulate audio and MIDI signals or information. And that's the main thing about music production. After you understand or master the software, the DAW, which is a big step on itself, understanding audio is easy. You just go to Wikipedia and start reading stuff. Really understanding a DAW, it can take years, but if you have the right tutor, it can really be 6 months or 5 or whatever, depending on how fast you are. But basically, you have to understand the concepts of the DAW, and then you have to understand also music theory. I think that's very important, because you are making music, you have to understand the theory of music. And if you master all of these 3 areas, understanding what audio is, understanding the DAW, and understanding music theory, that's all you need to make music. Of course, afterwards, you also need to understand mixing and mastering. So those are the entire process. You can also understand sound design, but nowadays we have so many presets that you don't necessarily have to understand be a master in sound design to make really cool sounds. You can buy packs with presets, and you will have a bunch of new sounds that you can do, and you can leverage the knowledge of a sound designer, and you can leverage that with presets. So I would say it's also important understanding presets, but it's not the end all be all. But I would say those are the steps to get into music production. So understanding audio, understanding the DAW, and then understanding music theory, mixing, and mastering. Those steps, they sound easy, but understanding the DAW, understanding music theory, mixing, and mastering, they can be it can take years to master everything. So I say that you have to reach a certain level from where, like, whenever you reach that level, it's like you will not feel the difference of having. It's like whenever, it's like the 80-20 rule. Like whenever you reach, like, you need 80% of the effort to gain just 20%, the top 20% of knowledge, if that makes sense. So you just have to reach like the 80% knowledge of the things, and then you have to practice. That's basically it. I hope that answers the question. I really do. Sometimes it's hard to explain these things in just a general view, but yeah, that's it.